An idea of what Atlassian Data Center products entail, let's talk about deciding when it's the right time to move. The move to data center is a multifaceted discussion that takes time and input from multiple stakeholders at your organization. Who you need to pull in and how you decide to move forward will vary from organization to organization. But one person you should consider having on your side to help you through your journey is an Atlassian Technical Account Manager. Technical Account Managers, TAMs for short, are trusted advisors who help enterprise organizations achieve operational, functional, and organizational excellence with our product offerings. We also help clients build strategies for long-term, repeatable success through prioritizing and addressing your goals as they relate to ALM, service delivery, and DevOps. TAMs have the luxury of working with clients across the globe and across industries who have gone through the same server-to-data center journey we're talking about today. We've seen our fair share of potholes and know when you should turn left versus right or even stop entirely. Now, back to the question of when should I move to data center? The answer here really is, well, it depends. Some things are apparent. You're having degraded performance. You're having outages due to an overloaded server. You can't afford to have any downtime due to routine maintenance. Other components to the conversation aren't so obvious, but can also either accelerate or slow down your move to data center. Let's walk through a few questions I would ask if we were working together to make the server data center determination. For the sake of time, we'll focus on four main areas: infrastructure, integrations, performance, and consolidation. Let's start with a few questions regarding infrastructure. Do you have the infrastructure to support a data center deployment? Do you have a compatible load balancer? Do you have the ability to scale by adding new application servers into your cluster or remove for maintenance as needed? Or, taking a step back, what is your process to add nodes to your cluster? Are you using physical servers, virtual, or AWS? Do you have any expertise to be able to manage these systems? With server, you're generally dealing with a single application server, more than likely local storage, and a database. With data center, you have more moving parts to consider, and each can impact your overall plan to make the move. Moving on from infrastructure, are all the plugins you use today supported in data center? If not, is there a comparable plugin which is data center compatible? Do you have stakeholders which need to review the difference in functionality? Do you have application links that need to be recreated when you move to data center? Do you integrate with other third-party tools which will be impacted by your move to data center? While all plugins work for server, it's not necessarily the case for data center. And even if they do work in data center, how do they perform under more load? The next thing to consider when making the move is your performance today. How many unplanned outages have you had in the past 6 to 12 months? Do you have degraded performance some or all of the time? How many concurrent users does your system handle during peak? Will it be able to handle the amount of users you project to interact with the system in the near future? These questions can help you make your decision quicker, but it should also highlight the need for monitoring of your system, server or data center, so that you can validate your concerns and make informed decisions. And a final consideration is your plan to consolidate. Data center itself doesn't automatically consolidate your federated instances. You will need to build a strategy to migrate data from server to data center. You will also need to decide what your strategy is for consolidating things like workflows and custom fields. Do you keep all custom fields which are similarly named? What about workflows? Should you keep everyone's version of a bug workflow, or should you choose, as a company, to adopt a common way of working? Migrating data is one of the most underestimated considerations when deciding on not just if you should move, but when. So, should I stay or should I go? Hopefully by going through a few considerations related to infrastructure, plugins, operating at scale, and consolidation, you will see that the answer really depends on a variety of factors, and that even in the simplest of cases, you will need a plan for you to have success at deployment and beyond. Now, let's talk